Tax-Lien Solutions.
Hello everyone, this is Ray here with Tax-Lien Solutions and Wholesale Land and Homes.
And this is AJ with Tax-Lien Solutions and Wholesale Land and Homes.
Hi, my name is Brandon Ballard, and I'm one of the lucky people that got to be involved with their business, and they helped me out tremendously. Well, just to start off, I found out about the company and them as individuals when AJ gave me a call about a tax lien that they got received from somebody else that I guess had already owned them or whatnot, and he just was giving me the advice and some options on what we could possibly do, and when I was aware of the liens that were on the house, which I wasn't. I didn't feel at that time any kind of sales pitch or any kind of like pressure or anything. He literally was just advising me that there was a lien if I knew about it, and if I would be interested in getting any information to kind of help me out. So I took it at that kind of. I didn't really proceed it too quickly, but then I had gave him my email, and he had my phone number already. And then I think he emailed me maybe like a week later just to check and see how it was going. And then at that time I had spoke with my wife, and we kind of decided, hey, maybe I should get some information from this guy. So I called him, and he really, from the very jump, it was easy. I mean, I really didn't have to do anything. They provided all the information. They made all the phone calls. They made sure that all the time that I was up to date on what was happening. At the time, I wasn't aware of the liens or any of the problems with the house, other than it was kind of a burden. My mom wasn't living here anymore. People were breaking into it. It was being vandalized. The yard wasn't being maintained, so I was getting violations from the city. It was really just becoming a more of a burden than an actual pleasure to have the home. But we weren't ever at one time thinking about selling it. It was more just what can we do to resolve these minor issues so that we quit getting these fines and phone calls.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And then at that point, he introduced me to Ray, and Ray actually took the time to meet me out at my mom's house, which is really far from their office. Came out, met me face to face, looked at the house. At no point made me feel uncomfortable because the house was kind of wrecked from the vandalizers and just being neglected for several years and not really being maintained. He made me feel completely comfortable about the situation and how it was. And then he gave me a few options as far as like, would I like to sell it? If I didn't want to sell it, would he mind me letting him invest in it and maybe finding a renter, and then at that time maybe selling it later on, and I would make some money, they would make some money, and at the same time the house would be being maintained and taken care of. And then I don't know what I can't remember right other option because I was so gung-ho about those two, so I kind of forgot the other one. But we ended up coming up with a solution of selling the house outright for a cash offer, which was, he brought us all in, my mom, myself, and my fiance. He went over every single detail. I mean, from what's being offered on Zillow, what other people have sold their houses in the neighborhood, what improvements they put in this house, what they would need to do here. There was no hidden agenda, no secrets, I mean, it was up front and forward from the very jump, and there was no pressure. He never once said, you have to do it like this, or we recommend this. It was just all recommendations on what he thought would be the best way to proceed. So once we went over everything in full detail with my mom, everything was clear so she could understand it, so I could understand it. We decided to move forward and do a cash offer, which was for the market, and what we decided based off the reviews and the paperwork and Zillow and all that was more than a reasonable offer. It was actually above probably what most people would have offered, to tell you the truth. I actually had, to rewind real quick, I had prior to this people call me on cold calls and offer cash offers on the home without even looking at the home. They never even met me, never even just, hey, we'll give you blah 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 for this amount, and really never even seen the home, had no idea. So to me that kind of seems suspect in itself. I wouldn't want to do business with people that kind of go that route. So for them to be so upfront and so literally like we made a friendship, it wasn't really like a business transaction at any point in time. So once we decided to do the cash offer, in my head, hey, the house just needs to be renovated and we're moving forward and good to go. Not so much. There was a lot of hurdles actually that we came across. There was other liens on it that we weren't aware of, several at that. There was a death certificate that needed to be located. That was kind of difficult because the person had been deceased for quite some time. There was a birth certificate that needed to be located, which my mom didn't even know where she was born, so that was kind of awkward. But through it all, literally, he took the lead. Ray took the lead. AJ assisted as well, but Ray took the lead. Went with us to all the places as far as the vital statistics place to get the birth certificate and stuff. He literally held my hand through the whole process. I really felt like I had like a personal assistant in reality. Like he, if he called me, it was for something minor. And then even the stuff that he requested me to do, he would call me later and say, never mind, I got it done. You don't have to do any of that. So it literally was just pretty much him taking the lead and doing everything. But while he's doing it, explaining every single step before it's done, making sure that we're comfortable, that we agree, that we like what's happening. We eventually got over all the hurdles, which there were several. It wasn't easy, just wham, bam, thank you. It took a month or so, give or take. But once we got all those, I met another one of his associates. I can't remember his name, the title loan guy.
Oh, Rob.
Rob.
Rob Clang with
Rob
Line
Clang.
Title.
He was equally as persistent and helpful. I mean, he sent me emails to confirm things. He got the check, to me within the next day.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as the process, I couldn't have asked for a better process. It was literally the best experience I could ever recommend. I would highly recommend using them. As a matter of fact, I plan on becoming part of their team and working with them as well. That's how inspirational it's been to meet them and go through the process and just be around them. If I could use one word to describe their company, it'd be integrity. There's really no other way to explain it. He doesn't put himself or AJ themselves before the customer in reality. He really goes for how you feel. If you're comfortable, if this is what you want to do, then we will proceed. Not this is what we want to do, and then make you want to do it. They never force anything on you. So the experience has been phenomenal. I would definitely recommend using them anytime, and maybe use me when I'm with them.
So no, definitely one of the things that I wanted to add to it all is that, when it came to Brandon too, the reason that this was a very successful transaction as well is not only because, again, like Brandon brought up, it wasn't dealt with like in a business type of mindset. It was dealt like if we were literally, like if he was my brother and, like he was reaching out to me asking for help. And that's really how it felt. I mean, and we, like you said, we became great friends that, I definitely want to help to improve, some of the things that he's personally going through so that it helps him because, there's an opportunity here because of who he is and the way that he is and how honest he is. Like he can help so many other people that are going through the same situation that he's going through, because that's how I kind of found myself in a spot myself too. So he can very easily connect with people. And one of the things that I also want to bring up that made this transaction very, very successful too is that, you were very open-minded, because when we did come in and we presented the 3 different options to purchase the property, and we do that because everybody's situation is different, right? So when and towards the end, it actually worked out to where we kind of, in essence, because of your open-mindedness and our creativity, we almost kind of came in with really a 4th option, which was, it was a cash transaction, but he's actually financing part of the transaction so that we were able to put a down payment into the property. And when the house actually is flipped and sold, he would actually get paid the remaining balance with a bit more of an interest so that it helps him to actually make even a bigger profit. So it does take, having that open-mindedness between us both to really make it a win-win transaction. And for me personally, I definitely want to say that I'm 100% appreciative, man. Like when it comes to you, man, you're amazing, brother, and we love you, man, and we can't wait to have you there in our office there as well, too.
Yeah, this is beyond a business transaction for sure. Like we've developed and became friends, and it's going to be way after this house is sold and gone. We're still going to be communicating and working together, and I'm really glad. A positive experience. I'm really glad it happened. For real.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Sir.
Thank you.
Yep, I'll get a hug too, man. All right.
Tax-Lien Solutions.